Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about a heroic chainsword build for the Vanguard class in Space Marine 2 patch 12. Now, the heroic chainsword in patch 12 has received a plus 10% base damage buff. I'm glad they did this because all of the balanced weapons in this patch got buffed up, and in the PTS, the heroic weapons were kind of left behind, so I'm glad they actually caught up to them. Now, for the heroic perk effect on this, we do have Fist Fight. You perform an additional heavy attack after a quick punch, and also a front kick is replaced with a quick punch, and all heavy attacks deal 15% more damage. So basically, you can combo skip to your stomp from like a light into a heavy into double stomps. That's why I build Trampling Stride on this build. It's pretty fun for that. I would say it's like the major use case scenario of this weapon is just spamming out heavy attacks. That's kind of the whole point. Now, for the perk tree on this, I do start off with Perpetual Strength first, moving here into the perk with Recovery. Heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. This just doubles your CHP on heavy attacks, and heavy attacks are pretty much all you do on this weapon anyway, so kind of a no-brainer. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, and Perpetual Strength again for a 10% melee damage increase. Then I pick up the perk here, Reverberating Impact. Stomp AoE radius increases by 50%. This is a stomp weapon, so picking this up is just a must-have in my opinion. When you combine this perk with the perk over here, Trampling Stride, for an additional stomp after the first one, you can just put out a ridiculous amount of AoE. You can stomp out the Bramble, you can stomp out Cultist, Minoris. It's very good for Horde Clear, and I do actually like this perk quite a bit. Next perk here is Combined Onslaught. Moving down here into the perk Heavy Onslaught for even more heavy attack damage. And the final perks I grab are Minoris Slayer and Extremis Slayer. If you want to go up here instead for Hard Target and the perk here Majoris Slayer, that's also an option. That is up to you. And I would say the most important perk in this whole tree to pick up is, of course, Trampling Stride. After performing a stomp, hold the attack button to perform an additional stomp. This is like the major use case scenario for this perk in general. I really would not take this on the other versions of the Chainsword because the full throttle perk is better for a combo skip, but on this weapon you already have a combo skip, so skipping into your stomp is just super easy and really effective for that bonus damage from this perk. And that's pretty much all there is for the Chainsword here. Now, for my primary weapon, I do take the Bolt Carbine automatic version on the ammo reserve option. This is a very ammo efficient weapon and very good for close range damage. We are building around tip of the spear this time, so basically when you ram into an enemy and you shoot them in the face off your grapnel, you will also have an increased headshot multiplier with this weapon. The Bolt Carbine automatic variant may say it has a headshot multiplier of ×1, but the headshot multiplier actually goes up within close range of an enemy. It doesn't actually tell you this in game, so just keep that in mind. Your damage does go kind of crazy at like point blank. Now, for the perk tree on this, I do take the perk Headhunter first, moving here into the perk Rapid Health. Then I pick up the godly perk here, Home Precision. This perk says equip weapons maximum spread decreases by 50% when firing without aiming. On this version, I think this is a must-have perk, mainly because this allows you to take the ammo reserve option and magazine capacity version, and also just circumvent the 2 accuracy, because when you hip fire, your weapon basically becomes a laser beam at close range. So a really good synergy here, so pretty much always grab this. Next perk here is Divine Might for a 10% damage increase. Then I pick up Headhunter and Headhunter for 20% total headshot damage. Then we go down here into Extended Magazine, Divine Might again, and then we pick up all of our ammo perks with increased capacity and the perk here Magazine Restoration. And the final perks I grab here are Adamantine Grip and the perk Divine Might for even more damage. Though I will say, if you want to go for Recoupment and Armor Restore, you can up here because you just skip over these bottom perks. But the ammo economy is very important on this weapon in my opinion, so picking up this is just my preferred. That is also up to you, and that's pretty much all there is for the Bolt Carbine. Now, for my secondary, I do take the Inferno Pistol now. In this patch, the Inferno Pistol gun strike damage got upped by 22%. It feels way better now. I'm actually a big fan of the Inferno Pistol in this patch, and I'm taking the magazine capacity version because more ammo on this gun feels pretty good to me. And for the perk tree, I do take Perpetual Range first, moving here to the perk Brace Reload. Mainly because the perk up here, Motivated Melee, which says melee damage increases by 20% if this weapon has no ammo in its magazine. This perk is not like god-awful, but even with the melee damage build we're doing here, it's not super good. The damage buff from this is not as good as it sounds. It's actually an additive buff instead of multiplicative, and it's just like the perk over here with Retribution that is also not very strong. It's just like a copy-pasted effect, and if you want to take this, you could. It will do some damage. I just don't think it's worth it. Next perk here is Perpetual Range, up here into the perk Great Might. Then I pick up Increased Capacity and the perk here Adamant Restoration, and the final 2 perks are Extra Shot and the perk Trick Shot for killing 5 enemies with 1 shot, which was an armor segment. Cooldown is 30 seconds. Being able to get armor back off your secondary is incredible, and also just horde clear on this is pretty good in general, so a really nice option. I actually prefer the bottom tree overall far more than the top tree, though having rapid health built into your secondary is pretty nice. We already have that built into our primary here with rapid health on our bolt carbine, so kind of redundant. Now for the Vanguard perk tree, I do take the perk Upper Hand first. After a perfect time parry, block, or dodge, you do not lose control from heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. This perk will save your life, and no knockback is incredibly valuable in this game because stun locks are super dangerous, and you are a melee class, so kind of a no-brainer here. Next perk here gives you a 25% health damage reduction for 10 seconds on armor break. This is also the best perk in this column, in my opinion. Duelist doesn't really help you out too much once you actually learn the parry windows in this game, and the perk here, Close Combat Focus, has kind of fallen off as Chaos Spawn got added, so I think Conviction is overall better. Next perk here is Consecutive Execution, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession, which was charged by 1. The cooldown is 90 seconds. Now, the funny thing about this perk is that, yeah, you could take Retribution up here for a melee damage increase, or you could get like a 90-second Sanctified Wrath Reliquary. It'll give you a way better melee damage buff. So just pick this one up. This is also like the best horde clear on this build, the Melted Bomb anyways, so it is overall the best option. Next perk here is Inner Fire. All team members can restore ability charge by 15% by performing finishers on Majora's level or higher enemies. This perk is great for cooldown. Now, in patch 11 and beyond, it did actually nerf this perk to only function on finishers. Previously, it was working on like gunshots as well. That's no longer the case, but hey, it's still pretty good. And you also don't need the healing perk here because we do have Adrenaline Rush down our tree later. Next perk here is Shockwave. Diving Kick additionally deals damage in a 5-meter radius. You know, you can really take whatever you want in this column. You can take Restless Fortitude if you want to. You can take collateral damage for more diving kick damage. The big thing here is that we want Tip of the Spear for our bolt carbine. This is probably the weakest option in this column technically because Zone of Impact is better with tactical prowess, but on this build, having a 15% range damage increase on diving kick for 10 seconds is quite strong for a bolt carbine. Next perk here is Combat Readiness. Grapnel Launcher recharges 20% faster. More grapnels means more diving kick damage on your shockwave or collateral damage here, and also means more Tip of the Spears, and also just means more triggers on your launch restoration, so great perk. Final perk here is Adrenaline Rush. Melee kills Majora's level or higher enemies restore health by 5%. This is just healing on Majora's kills with your melee weapon, and melee is like 90% of your class. It also functions on Execute, and that's pretty much all there is for the perk tree here. Now, for my prestige perks here, I do take Battlefield Awareness first, into the perk Fortitude, Launch Restoration, and Restoration, because having armor restore like this is super damn valuable on this build, and also, now for my prestige perks here, I do take Battlefield Awareness first. If a target is within 8 meters, you'll deal 10% more range damage. We do have a bolt carbine and a grapnel launcher, so this will trigger all the time pretty much. Next perk is Fortitude for a health increase of 15%. Moving here into the perk Launch Restoration, gives us armor on every grapnel, and then we pick up the perk Restoration. Killing 7 enemies, rapid succession restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. Having multiple sources of armor restore in this game is incredible, and Launch Restoration especially is so damn powerful with the grapple regen like Combat Readiness and Inner Fire, because armor regen will save your life, because any amount of armor remaining in Space Marine 2 will reduce all incoming melee damage to 0 even from bosses, and we are a melee class, so we're in like point blank all the time and more likely to be hit by that, so a really good option. Also just makes you very tanky. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Heroic Chainsword feels really good this patch. I think it's a much needed improvement, and even though it's probably the worst on Vanguard currently, it's still quite strong on him. And also we have all the Space Wolf skins for this one, and we do have all the Space Wolf drip here and a brand new DLC voice that is kind of overpriced, but that being said, that's why we took all these options today, and hopefully this build guide helped you. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. Bye. Dude, I'll take shocks through this, definitely.
Quieter here than I expected.
Oh, hello. He just rises out of the solid metal floor. As no one throws for none to do, or Neuro throws for none to do, I should say.
Head for the consoles.
I walk around. Oh, I wanted to put that, but that's okay. It's doing more than nothing.
We cannot leave this place without awakening all the consoles. Magazine out! Magazine in!
Hey, first time catching a stream, what's going on? What's up, man? How are you? Sorry, I was in the middle of a boss fight there. I'll say Vanguard is like the opposite problem with Tech Marine. Like, Tech Marine just one-shots the boss and then it gets exploded himself. Tech Marine one-shots and gets one-shot. This class is like a war of attrition on all fronts. So I do still think he's better than the, Oh wait, that's not the way.
We cannot leave this place. Vessel detected. Sharing the divine blessings of the machine.
Now we call optimal range for this weapon.
Attention, ministers. Communication with console. shall expunge it from the system.
Oh.
Nothing but tyranny wins. If we are to fix this, we must destroy the spores that spawned these vines.
What's the best class for bosses like the Carnifex? I mean, probably just Bulwark. Intimidate or spam them, or Assault. Or just shoot them in the face. I mean, really anything with damage, with Nova damage.
Console has been reawakened. Functions restored. Blessings extended to the slumbering unit. Awakening has begun.
What Tech Marine server turret is the best in your opinion? In my opinion, the sniper one. I think the sniper one, yeah, it's getting to the point I think it might be better than Plasma. Plasma's definitely easier to use though. But actually, it's hard. I mean, they're definitely equivalent if one's not better than the other one. Put it that way. The sniper one-shots Extremis, which is, or I should say one-burst Extremis with a lethal perimeter, which is pretty damn good in this game. And on top of that, it's also able to just recover your CHP instantaneously because you get HP back for your servo gun shots, and that one just fires out like a massive gargantuan one.
Good. Head up to the cannons and remind the Xenos of whom they dare to attack.
Also has great boss damage. I've used it against Chaos as well. I thought it was good there too, so I actually think it's just the best. Potentially. Plasma Burn is still really good though, so it's kind of hard. Let's play this, okay? It's the best for single target damage and bosses, and Plasma's the best for horde control. I wanted that, but okay. Burn-up pistol's so much better now. Crazy. My opinion on the Tech Marine, it's a good class. It's just probably the worst or the weakest in the game at the moment, but not because it lacks damage. It's just it is an incredibly damaging glass cannon. The thing is, it doesn't really do more damage than all the other classes in the game that also don't have the downside of being knocked down for eons. Hey, FTG, without block charges, does the Balanced Fist do more damage now? Yeah, it does. It's a higher base damage. Another neuro throw. I would like the Carnifex, but
What needs to happen? Getting bigger and strong. Silence the one who calls for help.
that's unlock on there. Triple Ravener in there is kind of rough. On the boss spawn. Got stun locked so hard by the AoE Underarm pit that could use their stim. What the fuck? I'm curious, what's the generally best class for Siege? Assault, in solo and in groups.
The Tyranids seem to know you are close. They are amassing at the fortress. Good. My blade will be soaked in Tyranid blood.
Plus we got like corner stomped by triple Raveners, but
Swapping out maggot hook.
that's okay, I guess.
Never turned out fresh ammunition.
New Inferno pistol, man. This thing feels good. Be proud of me, Dad. I finally managed to do the weekly normal and hard pugs, despite Tactical Mares constantly blowing me up with their AoE features. Hey, when I played the weekly, I also blew my teammates stuff. Pretty fun. I'm pretty sure they said something like kick this guy. I don't know what that's about, but the Inferno pistol get buffed. They buffed the gunstrike damage. That's really all it needed. So I'm happy.
You are near the last cannons. You will need to find the manual controls to operate them. The control console is within sight.
Do you think the Bolt Carbine is the best option for Vanguard, or is the Heroic Instigator better? They buffed the Marksman one. I haven't used it on him yet. I imagine Melta is still the best overall for most players. It just does a lot, but Instigator's also good. Aw, fuckers.
The Titan launches its missiles. We cannot unleash heaven to enlarge the cannons.
Go for that pillar.
The tyranny dares to attack us. The generators will awaken
Okay, so you know.
slumbering cannons. Generator charging. Unleash the Imperium's might.
Prevent system no longer detected. Engage console to re-establish union between the fortress and surface now. Service gun detected. Synchronization complete. Cannons ready.
The Titan launches its missiles. Ah, it does bleed. Let the Tyrannid's weapon take you. Witness the might of the Imperium.
Ooh, frack. I'll take that, I guess. Considering I wasted my other ones there by frantically shooting nothing. Right. Alright, I gotta see though. Use this if I can.
Last cannons ready. Establish target with a sidearm to initiate offensive protocol.
Sigma empower the last cannons. Initiate the generators. Generators will awaken our slumbering cannons. What needs to happen? Empower the last cannons. Initiate the generators. The Titan launches its missiles. Reloading.
This final portion's always such a slog. I definitely feel like there's more snipers this patch. They're like ever present in my games.
Fire the cannons.
Auspex and fortress.
Or really just more Majoris in general.
Return to console for reconnection. System link has been established. Auspex connected.
The tyranny dares to attack us. Keep away from the Xenos clash.
There we go.
Beast falls. We have a clear shot on the towers. Take the shot on those damn towers and unleash divine retribution. Let us make sure the Tyranids choke on their meal.
Well done, Las Cannons. Big W. I wouldn't mind 15 melee warriors because at least there's a bunch of different ways to engage them compared to range spam. It's true. I would say like normal range guys aren't the worst. It's like the enraged ones. No knockback or having like no stagger on a range guy feels awful. Hey FTG, how's it going? What's up? Dig the boom.